when overcome, yield total awareness. He discusses four of the gates in his book. The first gate is about stabilization, which is achieved by focusing on something, such as your hands, in a dream. One should then shift focus on something else, then return focus to the hands, repeating this several times. The second gate is arrived at when objects in a dream start changing into something else. This level is crossed when one is able to fall asleep without losing consciousness. It also refers to the activity of dreaming together with other practitioners. The third gate is often known as an out-of-body experience, when one can control the dreaming body in the physical realm and move around at ease. The fourth gate consists of being able to share the intended dream reality of other people. One has to have gathered enough strength into the dreaming body through the previous gates in order to travel to other people's dreams. Having sold more than 12 million copies in 17 languages, his critics suggest that they are works of fiction. But he's not alone in his theories regarding altered dream states that extend beyond an exclusively subjective experience. Dream telepathy, as the name suggests, is the ability to consciously or unconsciously communicate with fellow humans while sleeping and in a dream state. This concept of dream telepathy is not a new one. Over the years, many famous scientists have tried to understand this mysterious phenomenon, such as Sigmund Freud, who attempted to understand the implications of dream telepathy on psychoanalytical thought. On multiple occasions, he accepted the influence of telepathic ideas on the human thought process. Carl Jung believed in the telepathic hypothesis without question, and even developed a theoretical system to explain paranormal events of this nature. It was none other than Nikola Tesla who once said, "The day science begins to study non-physical phenomena, it will make more progress in one decade than in all of the previous centuries of its existence." According to Dr. Stanley Krickner, professor of psychology at Saybrook University in California, a wealth of anecdotal and clinical material exists which supports the possibility of telepathic effects occurring in dreams. However, an experimental approach to the topic did not become available until the psychological laboratory technology became available. It was discovered that sleeping research participants awakened from periods of rapid eye movement activity were frequently able to recall dream episodes. As a result, it was possible to request a telepathic receiver to attempt dreaming about a target stimulus that was being focused on at a distant location from the telepathic sender. In the mid-1960s, Montague Ullman began a series of experiments to test if humans could be made to dream selectively about randomly picked material. In other words, they could choose what they wanted to dream about before going to sleep, and this could include anything from artwork to movies to photographs and more. Soon after these experiments began, people all across the world began to take interest, and the experiments required that the sender and receiver, who were made to meet just before sleep, were then made to sleep in separate rooms, so the telepathic sender had an envelope waiting for them in the room in which they slept, and it would contain something like a picture or a drawing, and the receivers were then purposely awakened shortly after their REM, or rapid eye movement sleep, began, so the researchers could take a dream report. And these experiments continued for more than 10 years, and they yielded significant results. There is in fact some level of dream telepathy even among total strangers. Although we're still not able to articulate how and why the telepathy works, there's convincing evidence that the phenomena exist. The study of quantum physics has shed light on the vast interconnectedness of everything in the universe. So one possible explanation is quantum entanglement. For example, consider two electrons that are created together. If you send one to the other side of the universe, the other will allegedly respond instantly, regardless of their distance from each other. This is one way of interpreting how everything is really connected in some way. Einstein called it spooky action at a distance. So, with the growing understanding of subjects like quantum physics, we've discovered that there are vast interconnections between almost everything, or all matter in the known universe. But we're still not able to understand exactly how two minds, or seemingly separate consciousnesses, are somehow connected in dreams, where reality seems to occupy another dimension, or one that is different from the reality of the waking world, yet shares a quantum interconnection. The topic of quantum entanglement is at the heart of the disparity between classical and quantum physics, and the subject has progressed considerably since 1935, when Albert Einstein first published on the subject, where he argued that the description of physical reality provided by quantum mechanics is incomplete. Later, however, the counterintuitive predictions of quantum mechanics were verified in later tests, where long-distance communication between objects exceeded the speed of light, which, according to some interpretations, demonstrates an instantaneous effect regardless of spatial distance. Of course, there's other forms of testing which is not made public because they involve elements of consciousness that certain intelligence agencies of the US government prefer to keep secret from the public. It's well established that the Nationalist Socialist German government of the 30s and 40s did extensive research into the occult, allegedly acquiring advanced propulsion from paranormal means, such as through the use of mediums like Maria Orsic, who was a member of the Vril Society, a Germanic secret society that conducted research into metaphysics, and a universal energy called Vril, which was described as an all-permeating etheric fluid which could be harnessed for spiritual purposes as well as space travel. Claims have been made that the same technology that is responsible for anti-gravitic flight, as demonstrated by what were known as Foo Fighters during World War II, and UFOs since then, is also able to manipulate space-time itself, essentially merging physical science with the consciousness science Nikola Tesla was referring to. In 1983, the CIA wrote an obscure classified report looking into the Gateway experience, claiming that an altered state of human consciousness may be able to transcend space